Viva London Grand Prix. It is, of course, the final Samsung Diamond League meeting before the World Championships in Daegu at the end of this month. So we really will be seeing the best in the world coming to their season's peak this weekend. It is also the only Diamond League meeting that takes place over 2 full sessions. So as a result, we'd like to think that we've got the strongest lineup of athletes seen anywhere in the world so far this year. Our press conference this morning certainly backs that up. Truly world-class athletes from right across the globe. We've got 2 current World Championships in 800 metre man, David Rudisha, and also Dayron Robles from Cuba. We have the fastest man and woman over the sprint hurdles this year, David Oliver, and also Sally Pearson from Australia. We've got the fastest man over 100 metres in Asafa Powell from Jamaica, of course. And at the other end of the distance scale, we've got a Brit in Farah, who is quickest over 5,000 and 10,000 metres. So plenty to talk about. The usual format for this press conference, we'll do a few questions from the top table to kick things off. We'll then break and do broadcast ones-to-ones and a couple of select written media huddles. Broadcast we'll do in the room next door, written we'll do through here. We are, given the size of the turnout here today, we are a little bit pushed for time. So if I can ask you to get as much as you can from this first top table session, and we'll facilitate as much as we can in terms of broadcast one-to-ones. Please do be patient, and I'm sure we'll make sure you get everybody that you want to speak with. A few questions for me to start things off, and if I can start with you, Sally. The last time you competed here in the UK, you set a PB and a season's lead at the Aviva Birmingham Grand Prix. So looking forward to competing in Britain again.
Yeah, always look forward to running in England. My family lives here, so it kind of feels like a second home to me. But the Aviva Grand Prix is always one of the most exciting ones, I think, because it is over 2 days and you do have the best athletes competing. So I think that makes it really exciting, and I can't wait to race. And I'm in really good shape. I'm unbeaten at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when I race and what times I do as well.
Yeah, and a strong field you'll be up against Daniel Crothers, who you're just ahead of in the Diamond League standings, and also Britain's Tiffany Afili-Porter, so it's not going to be easy.
No, it's never easy when it comes to hurdles. We're always just a couple of hundredths of a second apart from each other, so it's going to be interesting. With hurdles, anything can happen, but hopefully I'm the best on the day and I come home with the win.
Looking ahead to those World Championships in Daegu, the last World Championships you had some injury problems going into them and finished in 5th. Do you feel you're in this sort of shape now to come out and top this time around?
Well, I definitely am in shape, and I've consistently stayed on track with no injuries, touch wood, as yet. But I've still got 4 weeks to go till I race at the World Championships, and it's just a matter of who's the best on the day, and hopefully that's me.
Excellent. Dayron, moving on to you. On Friday night you'll be of course facing the man next to you here, David Oliver. How much do you enjoy competing against him?
Bueno, creo que nosotros ya tenemos una rivalidad de años ya, y creo que ya para mí eso es como un juego ya que hay que ver quién es como un juego de damas, a ver quién come más.
They've had a rivalry for a number of years now, and that was just a game to see who's going to be the best on this particular evening.
Esto ya forma parte de la vida nuestra ya, tener la rivalidad que tenemos ya, y creo que ha durado y va a seguir durando unos cuantos años más, y solo no es con Oliver, sino que la mayoría de los que estamos aquí tenemos el nivel alto y los que faltan también, así que eso va a ser siempre así, siempre ha sido así. Es decir, nosotros somos la continuidad de las grandes rivalidades que tuvieron Roger King, Greg Forte, que tuvieron Allen Johnson, Colin Jackson, así, a Niel García, esa gente, y nosotros simplemente estamos continuando el trabajo que ellos realizaron, siempre buscando la posibilidad de que el nivel del evento siempre aumente.
He said they're forming a great rivalry now between the two of them, and it's not just the two of them, there's also Lu Zhang and some other great hurdlers in the world, so we can never forget about them and just concentrate on us two. And also they're just continuing the tradition of hurdlers, you know, from in the past, whether it was Alan Johnson or Kingdom or the other great ones. So hurdling has always been about competition, about head-to-head competition, and they're just continuing that tradition.
The one time you have met so far this year was at the Paris Diamond League where Dayron, you came out on top. Will that have any bearing on this race?
Dice que la última vez que ustedes se enfrentaron, tú ganaste, eso va a tener un efecto para esta competencia que tú ganaste antes, positivo o negativo.
Bueno, yo me imagino que siempre uno se prepara para estar en la mejor forma posible. Al final eso fue una competencia que ya pasó, ya esta es otra y aquí simplemente cada uno va a buscar ganar, no solo nosotros dos, sino todos los 8 que van a estar en la final que podamos llegar. Así que para mí esto es borrón y cuenta nueva.
He said the race in Paris is in the past. There's nothing to discuss about that. That happened. It's over. But everybody's training to win. He's sure all of us training to win. He's training to win. And may the best man come on top tomorrow evening.
David, moving on to you. A strong year for you so far this year. The fastest man over the sprint hurdles, top of the Diamond League standings, and no worse than second in any of your races. What are your ambitions for tomorrow night's race?
Well, my ambitions are to go out there and just execute what I've been trained to do. Mainly this is just another springboard to getting ready for the World Championships, which is the most important event this year. You know, of course, things change from year to year and training changes often. So just really looking to go out there and have a strong performance for the fans and, you know, have a good time out here. I love competing in the Diamond League and out here in London. So just trying to have a good performance tomorrow night and just something to build on for the next race I do at the end of this month, which is the major one.
Dayron touched on the strength of your event at the moment between the two of you and Rudisha, the 3 fastest men that have ever competed in that event. Do you ever wish that you had slightly easier opposition?
Nah, never that. You know, as an American, we like to go against the best always. You know, no shortcuts, and we like to take the hard road. And the best thing going is that we have so many of the fastest hurdlers going. We got the 3 fastest ever in the event, and I just always look forward when Dayron competes and when Luke competes with a chance to race against them. You know, that's the world record holder and the former world record holder, and anytime you get to test yourself against them and see how you know what you have to work on and things like that, it's always fun for me. It's always great competition.
David, moving on to you, you will be up against a great rival of yours in Abu Bakr Kaki tomorrow night, and always a great race when you come up against him. Are you looking forward to that?
First, I want to say that you know, I'm happy to be here, and my first time to run in London, and also to compete against my rival Abu Bakr Kaki, and also this being the first time in this year, yeah, to meet to race together. But you know, I'm looking also forward because it's a tough competitor, and we have been giving each other stiff competition, and tomorrow evening, you know, is going to determine who's going to be the best.
Now, the fastest 800 metre ever run in this country is still held by Steve Cram. He ran that back in the Commonwealth Games in Edinburgh in 1986 at 1:43.22. Is that a time that you think could be within your sights this weekend?
Yeah, my shape really is you know, I had some injury in the beginning of the season, and I'm happy because it's almost gone now, and I'm picking up in my shape, and hopefully, you know, I expect to run something like maybe 1:42 if things goes well.
Asafa, moving on to you, another athlete in great form, fastest this year, top of the Diamond League standings. Is tomorrow night all about consolidating this form ahead of the World Championships?
Yes, it's the last competition before, you know, the World Championships. So, you know, I think everyone, you know, is being very cautious, and you just want to, you know, get out of this competition and everything.
Yeah. You've raced in London many times, you've won here many times, you always get a great welcome from the crowd. You clearly enjoy competing here. What is it about London that is so special?
Well, you know, it's just everything, you know. We've always had good weather. Well, although today is not that good, but you know, we've always had good weather. The support is always there. You know, a lot of Jamaicans here is like a mini Jamaica. So, you know, the support is good, and that, you know, help boosts us athletes from Jamaica.
Now, the 100-metre final tomorrow night will take place exactly a year before the 100-metre final at the London Olympics in 2012. Is that excitement starting to build for you now?
Well, excitement has been going on for a while now, because ever since people heard that the Olympics is going to be in London, you know, everyone is excited already. You know, it's a long way to go, you know, and we have to, you know, well, we're focusing on this year first, and then, you know, next year we can start the real focus on the Olympics.
Mo, finally moving on to you, a step down in distance for you tomorrow night with 3,000 metres. That said, you've now had 9 consecutive wins on track, country, road, indoor and out across a number of distances. It feels like whatever you turn your hand to at the moment, you're coming up trumps.
Yeah, things has been going really well. I've really enjoyed sort of being based myself in Portland, Oregon, to be coached by Alberto Salazar. He's a great coach. Ever since then, sort of last 6 months, I've been sort of just getting there on the line first, so I'm glad everything's going well. But tomorrow, I don't think it's going to be as easy. I'm quite looking forward to competing in the 3K. It's slightly shorter, 10K and then 5K, so it's going to be exciting.
It's been a punishing schedule of races. Does that just demonstrate just how fit you are at the moment?
Yeah, I'll say things are going really well, and you know the world's not too far away, so I just got to keep my feet on the ground and just keep doing what I'm doing, and you know what it matters is the world. So just go there, get on the start line as healthy as I can, and yeah, so I'm quite looking forward to it.
I know you mentioned that you're now based over in the US, but I know you're a London boy at heart still. How excited are you about being back out there in front of your hometown crowd again?
It's nice to be back at home, you know. I do miss London, and you know, the other day I was running around Richmond Park, Bushy Park, and you don't realise that you actually come back how much you miss it. But it's all exciting, and you know, Crystal Palace, we get great crowd here. I remember sort of last year competed, and you know, it turned out to be a good crowd. So I'm looking forward to it, competing in home soil.
Great, excellent. If I can open up to questions from the floor now, please, guys. Mike.
Hi, could I have a first question to David? David, after losing to Liu Zhao in Shanghai, you came straight back and how important is it, how important you could register a victory at a day before the World Championships?
Of course, every time I run, I want to win, but you know, it's not in the cards all the time. But you know, if I win, that's great. But I'm pretty sure, you know, at the World Championships, nobody's going to be thinking about what happened at the London meet or Prefontaine or Shanghai or any of that. You know, it has no bearing on what happens out there. And you know, the most important, you know, the goals I set this year were to be the U.S. champion, the Diamond League champion, and world champion. So that's what I wanted to accomplish, and that's just the most important thing. Registering wins against particular individuals is good, but I'm pretty sure, you know, Dayron, he's been on the top of that podium a few times in his career, so it has no bearings, I'm sure, in his mind when it comes time to get on the line out there in Daegu.
This one goes to Asafa. You talked about London being so special. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Do you meet friends? Do you live in a hotel, or do you live with relatives, or what is it that makes it so comfortable for you here?
Yeah, as I said, it's like a mini Jamaica. You know, a lot of Jamaican people here, and you know, food. It's easy to find food. You know, we don't have to go to Burger King or McDonald's, so you know, it works well for us.
So you go out to Jamaican restaurants?
Yeah, definitely, and you know, it's easy to find food everywhere.
Hey, Simon.
Sally, you mentioned your parents lived here. Where do they live and what circumstances?
Oh, my parents don't live here. My family does. All my mum's side lives over here. She has 4 sisters and all my cousins as well. So they live down in Kent.
She British?
Yeah.
down your passport.
I'm not English, I'm Australian. I'm always going to be Australian.
Anything else, guys? Mike?
Question for Asafa. Asafa, you started last season very well and it was so well for you. This season, touch wood, it seems to be going well and keep on going better. How confident do you feel that you can get a World Cup title? What do you feel you deserve? How deserve the money?
Well, first, thank God that I'm healthy. I'm able to finish my season. Well, you know, I've been running well so far. You know, I've posted some great times. You know, well, great for me. You know, it's not 9.58, but it's good. And you know, I'm very confident. You know, I've been really thinking about this, and I don't have much time, so you know, I'm not going to waste my chances again.
Hi, Nicole Jeffrey from the Australian. Asafa, when do you feel like you were last in this kind of form?
I don't know.
A while.
Yeah, it's been a while. Been a long.
You felt like you were going as well as that.
Maybe 2005. Yeah. A long time ago.
The gentleman at the back here.
It's true that my name is Peter, said BBC service. Things did go very well for you in Bali in 2009. It's coming up later this month. What do you expect us to see? I mean, can we see spectacular performance, perhaps instead of breaking the records just a year after?
I want to say that, you know, in 2009 in Bali, I think the weather really affected me because before even we started our warm-up, that is when it started raining heavily, and I think things didn't go well for me because I felt like I was not, I didn't do a good warm-up like the way I usually do. So when I go to the race, I was not reacting the last 200, you know, to have that good finish. But this year, I hope I have done a good training, and I'm confident, and you know, I'm really focused to see that I also get that title, because so far I've been running well in the previous year, but I still don't have any title, world title.
Another question on the side. Thank you again.
Question again for David. That race against Kaki Oslo last year was one of the best races we've seen for a long time. Do you feel that the two of you being so good together can actually raise both of you higher faster than the finishes one of them? Can you help each other to go faster, both of you?
Yeah, you know, racing with Kaki, you know, it's not, you know, it's not easy because sometimes also you know, he wants to win and I want to win, so that's another pressure, and I find it sometimes difficult, you know, to run fast when you still have some pressure of winning. That's why, you know, in my first race I try to, you know, to do it with my pacemaker so that I can just concentrate on running fast. But when we are together, there's also that pressure that you feel, you know, if I run fast, you don't know the last 200, the last 100, if it might come. But we have been running well, and we have been pushing each other. I remember in Oslo it was really tough, you know, running against Kaki. It was great. So I think we are going to run fast, but it sometimes depends, because running fast in 800, especially when you want to break the world record, and that it's a little bit different because, you know, you have to discard with the pace setting, and everything has to go right. Thank you.
Can I just ask, you're very, very close to bettering 131. Is that something in your mind, future target for you? Do you feel you can get faster than that, faster than that?
Yeah, you know, I'm still training very hard. I don't want to stop from there, and I'm focused to see that maybe in the future I also try to run under 141. But at the moment I'm focused, to win the title. First step in Daegu, and then after that to focus on the 2012 Olympic. But I think I'm feeling my shape is coming great, and hopefully after the World Championship I might decide to push 1 or 2 races to see that if I can also perform like last year and also do better.
Get about the front, and then we'll come to you, Rick, after that.
This is a follow-up to Vivian. Do you train differently when you try to win a title, or when you try to break records?
Really, there's no. I don't think the training is almost just the same, because the important thing is to be in good shape. But to run the World Championship, it depends now the way you polish your mental, the way the tactics, the way it's hard to explain, but when you get there, that is when you will now develop how to run, depending also with how the race will start.
Yeah, it's a question from Mo. Mo, there seems to be a bit of confusion after the weekend about what you're going to be doing in South Korea. You're quite about putting all your eggs in one basket. Can you just explain a bit more, or tell us what you might do?
Yeah, I think I just got misquoted a little bit. I meant to say, look, I'm going to put all my eggs in one basket in terms of I would still like to be entered the 5K as well, but the 10K is before the 5K, and it's 25 laps around the track. So it just depends on how I come off, see how the legs feel, see the physios, get in the ice bath, and then after that, if I feel good, then I'll come back and do the 5K. But I would just like to give 110% in the 10,000 and just don't even think about the 5K. And then once I finish the 10K, then start to think about it.
It's a capacity crowd at Crystal Palace, and I think all of their capacity crowd at the Olympics, subject to people being able to get there. So can you each say what difference it makes to you when you're running in front of a full stadium?
All right, I go first.
Yeah, answer the question first, maybe
Yeah.
you and Sally answer.
Okay.
Probably enough. Well, if you want to go first.
Sure. I'll definitely say it's a positive thing, the pressure you put on yourself, that's what you have to deal with it. If it came down to the last 60 metres or 50 metres and there's 2 guys together and you get the home crowd, everybody cheering you, of course it's going to give you that bit of boost. But at the same time, it's just comes down to the athlete. Personally, I think if they sort of put a lot of pressure themselves and everything else, but it's all exciting. I think having big crowd makes it exciting.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I like to go into a competition with a big crowd. It makes more atmosphere for you and makes the race a bit more exciting. Although I can't hear the crowd as I'm running like Mo can, but it still makes it exciting before the race, so you can pump yourself up a bit and draw a little bit more adrenaline into you.
Right, gentleman at the back here.
Asafa, you just ran your 72nd, 73rd, sub 10 second, 100 meters. Is that important to you?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to see how many sub 10s I can go. Been doing well so far. Hopefully, every race I have left, I can really go below 10 seconds. Eats, finals, everything.
Wish I had that speed.
A couple more questions.
For Sally. Sally, you've had a great season. You're looking great over the hurdles. I'm not sure what kind of time is there a time that you dream about that you'd like to run?
The time you dream about is always faster than your next race, so I hope to continually drop my times in every race, but that's not always the case. It's a matter of how you're feeling on the day, so times are really unpredictable. I go out more for the win because the win means more.
And the last question.
Is it important for you to get to know the track and stadium before the Olympics? Will you attend the test there? Have you ever been there to have a look at the stadium?
I went there about 2.5 years ago when they started to build. I haven't been there since it's been built. But it would be nice to go there to test the track, to see how it feels. I always like to do a couple of days before, just a couple of strides to just get feel of the track. And I think as an athlete, it's always nice to see where you're going to run.
Okay, we'll break there.